I was gonna start off light. We're gonna talk about Watchmen, which we're gonna do.
Ooh,
I'm gonna give y'all a chance to turn the channel, because I'm gonna give you Easter eggs. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much.
Yeah.
But God is a black man, so that God is black on the Watchmen. So if you didn't catch up, that's where we are right now. So that's one spoiler.
Yeah.
God is black. So if that makes
built like an Olympian.
Okay, can we? All right, I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna jump right in because I had to pause my TV because I didn't know if I saw what I thought I was seeing. Wait, how could I not see it?
How could you not see it?
So I had to pause. I literally got up out of my bed because walked over to the television.
Yep.
Had it on pause, bent over just to get eye level.
Good look.
Get eye level.
Yeah.
And was like, I don't know who Yahya Abdul Mateen II is, but he can get it. All right, I just need to put that out there.
He has been touched by God.
God has touched. That is the perfect. If God comes in human form, this is why I know Jesus ain't look like that scrawny ass person up. Because if God is coming down among human beings,
right,
God is gonna look like Yahya. Abdul, who's Yah means God, actually.
Yeah, means God.
So
actually.
he literally
is built like an African god. You know how people say they built like a Greek god? He is built like an African god.
I'm sorry. I just needed a moment.
Yeah.
A
lot of people needed a moment.
I had to rewind
night.
it, and then I paused because the back was good. Seeing him from the back was great. You know, he's got what do you call these muscles right here? Because I don't have them. The ones right below your neck.
Yeah.
That whole deltoid. Is that the deltoid?
It's got traps.
It's got trapezoids and all of the stuff that
his traps and his lats are absolutely out of freaking
perfect.
control.
And then you get to the gluteus medium, minimum, and maximus.
Yeah.
All of that, just perfection. His hamstrings, nice, calves, everything. Yeah. So the back was good. Then I didn't expect the front.
He was built like a track athlete.
No, he's not. No.
Dudes that run track.
No. He's thicker than he's built like a linebacker. Drew, I covered sports. I've seen every body type, every phenotype. I've seen it all. I've seen it all up close. I've seen the Nephilim of the basketball types. I've seen the football players, baseball. I've seen them all. Yeah. No, he's not built. Tracks are a little bit more wiry. Everything was just he's big. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back. Okay. So, if you're not watching Watchmen on HBO and you have no plans on watching it, you can stay tuned because the themes are universal.
Very much universal.
I want to start with the title of last night's episode, which was "A God Walks into a Bar." Abar, which is the name of Angela, which is the name of his name. This is so funny. His name is Calvin. Yeah. Abar. Mm-hmm. So a God walks into a bar. Literally, a God walked into a bar, into his body, into his body. All of that.
All of it.
Also, someone is so funny. We are funny like this. So when Regina King was on 227, her love interest on 227, his name was Calvin. Did you think they did that?
Of course. Okay. Of course.
Okay.
I was like, she back with another Calvin. I literally was like, Calvin. Cal, and they give it to you like Cal, and then it's like when she actually chooses which body she wants him to go into, and she was talking about Calvin, I said, Lord, look at here.
Okay.
These people done wrote this thing so good.
The writing, and let me tell you, this is the only TV show that you have to pay attention to, that you might have to go back and watch a couple of 3 times, not just for Yahya Abdul Mateen II, his full frontal nudity, not just for that.
Yeah.
Although that is something to rewind for.
Rewind worthy.
Yes, but to catch all of the Easter eggs. So I'm just going to do a really quick thing because the folks in the control room, hey, Lindsay and y'all, they haven't caught up yet. So they said, please don't spoil it. So I'm not going to spoil a lot of it. But I do want to say not only did a God walk into a bar, but God fell in love with a black woman.
Yeah.
God fell in love, and he didn't go back to his original form when he had a chance to, because his original form is blue.
Yeah.
He's blue and probably looks weird because we've seen, he's got the glowy eyes and all. But after he went into that black man's body, into a bar, he stayed there.
Yes.
Which tells me that his most comfortable form is that form.
Right.
And why would you leave that body? I don't know. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't leave that body.
We know this scientifically, that time is not what we think of it. Time does not line up. It's not today, tomorrow, the future. Time is actually in a straight up and down.
Yeah.
The way he experienced time is actually the way time is.
Yeah.
But we humans can't comprehend time. Time is going on presently. I know this sounds really crazy, but it's a fact. Time is going on in time. As we're in time, it's actually happening right now. When people talk about predicting the future and things like that, it's there. It's all right there.
Right.
If you're evolved enough, which I'm not, I don't know, maybe Drew, do you see time in time while you're in time? Can you go back?
I don't see time in time, but I love the way that the previous episode looked at experiences that were happening right now that gave her flashes into previous things that happened, where she was sort of living her experience right now, but constantly being reminded of what had happened previously. And I feel like that many of us who are in tune with whatever we call God, with however we see ancestors or all of those things, I feel like that a lot of us, we call it deja vu, or we call it these other things, but we feel like I know I've experienced this space and this moment in some way previously. And I think that is just the little whispers that God gives us for that kind of thing, right?
Ooh,
awareness.
I didn't expect to have this conversation, but I didn't expect anyone to be here. So I was just going to talk to the people. But, matter cannot be created nor destroyed. That's science, right?
Right.
So I was talking with somebody today that so many of us are obsessed with our mortality. So we put it out of our minds because the fear of not being here, the fear of death,
right,
makes us do things that are not in line with our humanity, right? Whether it's, I'm going to smoke these cigarettes because I'm going to die anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat whatever I want because I'm going to die anyway. You've heard people say that.
Absolutely.
Why am I worried about my health? I'm going to die anyway. We're all going to die. No one leaves this earth alive, right?
Right.
Except if your matter, because you matter, can never be destroyed. You have this time, in this present time, which is small in the comparison of the eternity, right?
Right.
You get a little bit of time on this earth, which is not the end. Why not do the best you can do while you're here? Why not live your best life? Why not this body that we've been given, treat it the best that you can?
Right. Because
tomorrow is not promised, but you don't know what's on the other side of that. But while you are given this time, instead of treating it like a bag of chips, it's going to be gone anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well do whatever, screw, drink, smoke, whatever, because I'm going to die anyway. Or treat people any old kind of way, because what does it matter? But it does. It all matters.
It all matters.
And it's all kind of
residue that you leave. You're gonna still leave that residue on the arc of humanity, though. That's the thing, is that how you live still leaves behind that matter. It's just spread out in different ways. It's just out into the ether and the ethos in different ways.
Now, do you want to be an ish stain?
Yeah.
Because that's some of y'all. That's what, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even how we treat each other.
Yeah.
It all has an impact. Everything you do has an impact. Nothing returns void.
Yeah.
Not a word and not an action. So I kind of want us, as we move into this next decade, to kind of think about what our impact is going to be. Some of us, our legacy is through our children.
Yeah.
Right? Even that. I'm watching the kids that we're raising, not, and should there be a standard? All right, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to put a pin right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The transfer of power. I'm just going to say that. Mm-hmm. Let's not elaborate on it.
Okay.
At some point, we're going to talk about Watchmen in detail.
Yeah.
But the ability to be able to transfer your power speaks to what I'm talking about as well.
Yeah.
At any point in time.
Information, power, wealth, power, right? Care, power, empathy, power. We think of power as like, gun, or I can make you, or I can break you. Power comes in a lot of different forms.
And actually, that's the least. That's the weakest.
Yes.
Your physical ability to take something from someone you're at your weakest.
Yeah.
So, 866-801-8255. If you want to talk about Watchmen, we're here for it. This is one television show that I never thought would happen in my lifetime. There are several different elements that I probably can never talk about on these airwaves, especially when we talk about the Reeves character, and what he did to police who were rogue and what he did to the KKK, all of the kinds of things, the ways in which he was able to enact power, what Angela did last night, that kind of power, that destructive power. Yeah. But that's such a small, because the most powerful being on earth decided not to use it at all for a 10-year period. That's deep.
That is deep.
This man could literally wipe out humanity and create humanity, and decided to be in love.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful black love story, too.
It was beautiful and told so beautifully, told so impeccably, with really half of the show is just these two black actors having an exchange that is cerebral, it's romantic, you're invested in it, it's conflicting, because some parts of it you like, wait, what? I wouldn't have done that. Right. What the hell she say that for? All of those things.
You knew that was going to happen, and you still did it.
Right? And you still did it. And then it was like there were certain parts of it that were surprising and shocking and all of those things. And it was a beautiful black love story that he ain't never hit her. You know how sometimes
never raised his voice.
Didn't raise his voice at her. They both made sacrifices for each other that I felt like were, that's love right there. You know what I'm saying?
When he said, "I fell in love with you," that moment he fell in love with her.
Yes.
Damn it. So
yeah.
So let me just and for all of the people out there, well, why there no black writers? They're all white writers. At the core of everyone's DNA is an African. You ain't running away from that. I don't give a damn. That drum beat is in your spirit. It's
Do we know there are no black writers in the writers' room?
I don't know, but but everyone's trying to look for a way to knock it. Yeah. I have not seen a blacker thing on television in terms of the depth of the writing, in terms of the depth of the history. Even the stuff you don't like that makes you uncomfortable has got you thinking and talking and experiencing life in a different way. That's what art is supposed to do. Yep. Watchmen has done it at a level that I've lived on this earth quite a bit of time, and I have not seen anything on television. Whoo!
Yeah.
And to have...
And I'm black.
You are very black. You might be black. No, there's question because you weren't raised in poverty, but neither was I.
Absolutely not.
And that's not the black experience. How about that?
There's a bunch of black folks that wasn't raised in poverty.
Yeah, let's stop that with the narrative. Knock it off. But the notion that a black man can be soft-spoken, that God can be a black man, number one.
Yep.
And then this is my prediction. God's going to end up being a black woman. That's my prediction.
Listen, there was someone on Twitter last night who said her husband said, well, this whole storyline has been foreshadowed in all of the promotions for the show because there's this shining blue light on Angela. On Angela.
Right.
And I was
was Eljoy Williams.
Yes.
Yes, Eljoy Williams.
I'm yelling into the microphone. Yes. I'm sorry, ladies.
Don't growl.
Lindsay has reported 2 growls already.
2 growls. Is she keeping a growlometer? We're going to keep a Drew growlometer.
I'll keep you posted.
All right. Thank you, Smiz.
I'm going to use Smiz's soft under the weather voice then instead.
Okay. Because we are nimble like that.
I wouldn't. It's not good radio.
Yes, it really isn't. Your growl actually wakes people up, Tony. We're going to call Drew Tony the Tiger up in this joint. All right. But there is, woo.
That's some good black TV. And everybody else is along for the ride, which is what I always say is that you can always double down on over-serving black folks and everybody else will come along for the ride.
And win.
We all win.
Who's mad about Watchmen? 866-801-8255. I'm not.